Springboks versus Ireland, second test is here. Sold out Kings Park Stadium. Huge, high intensity, small margins, big moments. Can't wait. Rassie names the most experienced Springbok team ever. Andy Farrell forced to make a number of changes. Oh man, still makes no sense that this is only a 2-test series. Oh, not much between the sides in test number 1. Could have gone either way, to be honest. And the second test will be huge. I can't wait. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think of the two teams, the two squads named? How do you think the game is going to go? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe. Let's get into it. We'll start with the Springboks team. They name an unchanged side. 990 caps in the squad. Crazy. Most experienced Springbok team ever named. So Ox, Bongi and France up front. Eben and Franco Mostert in the locks. Sia Kolisi, Peter Steph du Toit and Kwagga Smith. Back row, Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard 9 and 10. Damien Dallander, Jesse Creel in the centres. Kurtley Orense, Cheslin Colby and Willie Leroux. The back three. Bomb squad, Malcolm Marx, Gerard Steenekamp, Vincent Koch, Salman Murat, RG Snyman, Marco van Staden, Grant Williams, and Sasha Feinberg Gumuzulu. Oh, man. So strong squad, strong Springbok squad name. Like I said, 990 caps in it. Naming an unchanged squad, firstly, like happy that you can do that. No injuries, no forced changes like the Irish have had to do. So it's good for continuity, good for backing the players up, good for backing the players as well. There's a bit of a question mark, I felt, probably around Kwagga Smith. A few knock-ons, a few early errors, but I felt like he grew into the game. I think people quickly forget how daunting it must be to receive those high balls off a kickoff with 15 guys running to try and take your head off. I think they quickly forget. So Kwagga keeps his spot there. It's maybe a chance like Evan Roos maybe, but Kwagga keeps that spot. I think Rassie's going to go in again with the let's try and disrupt the Irish ruck and slow their ball down like that. Pollard at 10 as well. Like there was this talk of him being tired in his kicks. It's been a long season. Anyone playing in Europe, I feel like has had a long-ass season. They haven't stopped since the World Cup last year. So, I mean, that's a lot. That's a full year of just playing rugby week in, week out. You're coming to the back end of it. You get tired. And it's a bit not lazy, but tired. Fatigue sets in. And that's maybe where he missed some of his kicks. That little bit lapse in concentration. He'll be better for it. He'll be switched on for this one. And I can't wait for it. Dallander and Creel become the most capped centre pairing for the Springboks with 30 tests. So they sit on 30. Then you've got John de Villiers and Jacques Fourie on 29. And then Damien Dallander and Lucanio Am on 28. Shows how prominent Damien Dallander has been in the Springboks setup for the past decade, really. And, oh, man, the streets won't forget David Barry and Maurice Joubert. Class back in the day. I think Malcolm Marx needs a bit more game time this test, and I think he will get. He's too good, man. He's almost like he needs to start in a way, but he's too good to be kept on the bench for that long. It might see him come in a bit earlier, and then Gumuzulu I think needs more game time, man. He's shown his class, his composure at the highest level. Give him more game time. Give him more game time. Jumping over to the Irish team. So, like I said, a couple of forced changes here, obviously, with injury. So, Dan Sheehan is out. ACL, apparently. Casey is out. Obviously, the massive head knock. And then Bundy Aki is out. I don't know what injury he sustained, but he's also out. So, the Irish team, Porter, Callagher, Furlong, McCarthy and Ryan in the locks, then Byrne, Doris, and Van der Fleer. The back row in the backs is Connor Murray and Crowley, 9 and 10. In the centres is Henshaw and Ringrose, and the back three of Lowe, Osborne, and Nash. The impact or the replacements, Herring, Healy, Beelham, then Baird, Omani, Blade, Frawley, and McCloskey. So first thing, obviously the force changes, but then the one thing I've noticed, obviously, Omani on the bench. So Doris gets the captaincy. What I'm seeing here is because they've shifted Byrne to the sixth flank. He's usually in the locks, and they've brought Ryan in. So I think they're going to try and attack Springboks lineouts. Obviously get their own lineouts, but then try and disrupt our lineouts. We saw the shape that we were playing. We've got out the back doors and kind of that where Khaleesi and Peter Steph-Toy were running on that 13, that outside channel. A lot of that shape was run off lineouts. And if Ireland can disrupt our lineout like that, it blocks our chance or blocks Springboks' chances of running those strong attack shapes. So it's a little bit of a chess here from Andy Farrell. We'll have to see how that plays out and also Omani's he's an old fella. He's an old fella. He would have. Did he play 80 minutes last week? I think he played 80 minutes. For someone of his age, deep into his 30s, to play 80 minutes against the best team in the world and then try and back that up again the next week, I get it, man. It's tough. He's probably still sore. So probably on the bench, keep him for that last 20, 30 minutes and then go for his life. So it could be a bit of tactics with it, but it could also be a bit of fatigue. Like, I also understand that Ireland, they've had a massive season. Most of their guys haven't stopped since the World Cup. They've had the Six Nations in between as well. I know Irish fans and players aren't looking for excuses, but you have to look at fact. Man, these guys are the back end of a very long season. They got one more to get, but they'll be up for it for sure. And then in the backs, obviously Henshaw to 12 and Ringrose to 13. You lose a lot in Archie. His first phase carries. What he does defensively as well as a strong tackler, strong defender. But man, these Henshaw and Ringrose, very big boys. And I think what you lose in brute physicality, you probably gain a bit more in mobility, a bit lateral movement. These Henshaw and Ringrose can probably a bit faster than Archie, so can look to run the ball a little bit more step, a bit more agility. So probably look at that. And then Connor Murray comes in at 9. So expect Ireland's ball to be that just a little bit slower. Like, he's a gun player. He's played that many tests for Ireland, but he's not as fast as Craig Casey. He's not as fast as Jamison Gibson Park. So a lot more composed, but not as quick server. So he won't be there as quick and boom, ball out, but he's still a world-class player. Good kicking game as well. So where it will be won or lost, I think execution on both sides. The Springboks, even though they've only just brought in this new attack shape, and I think after 2 games it's doing really well, but according to them, Tony Brown and some of the players have said that their execution is not up to standard yet. They've obviously got the highest of standards. They're the best in the world. So that's something that they'll be looking at to execute a lot better. And same with Ireland when they do have the ball, execution, just keeping hold of that ball, looking after their own rucks. And that's something, that's in my next point, the contact area. I thought Ireland were really dominant at ruck time. Caelan Doris was an absolute pest last week, getting in and around that ball, frustrating the 9, slowing the ball down. So something that Ireland will look to do again, but then something that the Springboks will we need to counter that. Stop Doris from getting in and around there and irritating the ball and irritating the 9, clean him out of there, and then Springboks go and do that to Ireland, try and slow their ball down, irritate their 9. That'll be a massive focus point. Ireland will have to pick up their scrums. Got dominated at scrum time. Say what you want about the bomb squad, man, they come on and make an impact like that. If you can do it, do it. It's not illegal. And Jaco Paper said in the week, stats show that it is beneficial to bring on fresher legs. because less injuries, less fatigue, less cramps, less lazy errors with fresh legs on. So stats don't lie, baby. Kicking, I think, will be another play a big role. There's a few bad misses last week from both kickers. So I think goal kicking firstly, but then general play kicking, applying pressure that way, kicking down the field, turning teams around, playing down the right areas of the field, trying to get those 50-22s in, and kicking all round, as in from box kicks, kicking from the 10 and then kicking out the back. So James Lowe or Willie Leroux having those exits with their left boot. Taking opportunities, I think, will be a massive one. Springboks, yes, took some of their opportunities, like Cheslin Colby chasing that kick and taking the tap back in, taking like small opportunities like that. Where Ireland, I think in the first half last week, they knocked a ball on, like right in front of the line. Omani did a pick and drive and passed it. They knocked on small opportunities like that. It's like I said at the intro, there's small margins in these tight games. You have to take those opportunities and turn them into points. And then lastly, scrap for everything. Who wants it more at the end of the day? That's what's going to win it here. Massive game to come. I think, yes, I'm a Springbok fan. I'm going to back the Springboks, but I don't see Ireland being strong enough for this one. They're going to put up a fight. It's going to be another humdinger of a game, of a test match. Packed out Kings Park or Hollywood Bet Stadium. I think Springboks to win by 10. Springboks by 10 in a tight game for the first 60 minutes, and then Springboks to get away at the end there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.